Hello everyone, I am Renown Zero and we're back again talking about some more Rippaverse detractors. It looks like one of his detractors, the Weirdo VTuber that criticized him a little while ago, a couple of months ago, is back to do some more critiquing. And again, we're going to remind people who this person is. But before we get started, I'm just going to say do not interact, communicate, comment, or post on anybody's social media that I show here. Keep all your comments in the comment section down below. And join the channel if you like to support my channel further. Check out the links below. But first, we're going to start right here. Showing the shipping alert for when you order anything from the store. It will be shipped after all fulfillment is completed for campaign number 2. Of course, they have cover A, B, and C. The short boxes, I'm sure, are all limited. All of these are limited. This is obviously limited to 5,000. These are limited to 2,000. And I'm sure once the stock is out for these, and I believe these shirts here, there will be no more printed. So get in where you fit in. I'm going to start actually right here with this, where Rippaverse Goalposts is simply making a fun tweet. But of course, I had to turn into something more, and we're going to go through the cool tweets here. So, let's see. Every single person in this picture is an embarrassment to humanity. Again, these are coming from people who have nothing going on in life, and they just want to try to crash and burn everything that they don't like. Imagine finding this type of content entertaining. Well, seems like a lot of people find it entertaining. You don't? That's fine. You're allowed. I don't even know who any of them are except Yellow Flash. Again, fine. Love the Legion of Doom. Wait, what do you mean they're real? All of the above coming from All Caps Comics Official. He puts his own stuff there. Who's the most embarrassing? Who has the thinnest skin? Most bigoted? Who uses the most slurs? Least creative? Dumbest? All of those things probably apply to you because you're clearly triggered by this. Leaked roster, the first ever These People fighting game. Yeah, okay. I didn't realize that group invited black people in, but okay. They're all lazy, unfunny, untalented, shallow, pedantic, dishonest, hateful, body-feeding hacks. Nothing entertaining about that. See, the thing is, I actually put a post up, but I'm going to read that after I read all these. They're all crappy people. According to who? You? All are amazing people, but there's a lot more amazing people. And that's all you guys. You may not have the audience they have, but you're as amazing as they are. Don't let anyone say otherwise. You're awesome the way you are, and for that, we all love you. This is a great post. None of the above. I don't like any of them. I know just the thing for the job. Of course, threatening to harm them. A diva bomb will go crazy here. If you're a fan of these sacks of crap, you're automatically this thing here. Who needs to rethink their life? Well, you need to rethink your life talking about anything you're saying, because no one really cares about your opinion that you have. You have an opinion of people, that's fine. No one really cares. You're allowed to have it, post it all you want. Assuming you can only choose one, this is actually a person doing it, which is cool. I like to see that. Don't know about any of that, but I know which one sold this bad thing. Of course, they always like to bring up Gary's past, which he absolutely owns, and he has a successful story about his life out there, and where he came from and how he came up and got out of doing these types of things. So, who cares? All of them are lazy, that's it. I mean, you're lazy and you're here. You're always critiquing or trying to criticize Eric July for being a grifter and stuff, but yet all you do is sit on Twitter and comment on people's stuff. You probably tweet hundreds of times a day. I forgot how effing funny Mahler's Sona is. Comic Pocket is better and funnier than all of them and doesn't use drama, culture war, or hate clicks to get views. They don't use hate clicks either. They use successful thumbnails that get you to click on the video. And they give you the truth. They don't beat around the bush over nonsense like probably he does. And if he's better and funnier, then why are you here? Probably doesn't get anywhere near as many views as any of the people on this list. All garbage, I fear. Yes, coming from a person, I quote tweeted this person saying, yeah, coming from a person who shows a clip of someone who actually committed a crime against his own audience. Meanwhile, none of the people that are shown in the picture did any of that. But okay. Which one is the most phobic and ist? None of them. And we got Hail the Lore, shout out. Who the heck are any of these people? The nails, gunpowder, and iron tube I've hidden underneath the table at their podcast meetup. Yeah. So again, calling for more harm. They're all the laziest because they all do the same thing. They make poorly made YouTube videos that no one gives a crap about. Yeah, their numbers would say otherwise. And they're all istanphobes. Also, one of them should still be locked up. Of course, he's referring to Gary from Neurotic. Nightmare blunt rotation, even though half these people don't do that. Who are these people? Are these not AI generated? I'd rather read a Zeb Wells comic with art by modern Frank Miller than anything these people are selling. Okay. Modern mainstream comics are garbage. Is this a trick question? Because all of them are lazy. Everything they make is low effort and poorly made. Then do it yourself. Why don't you do it if it's so easy? Holy crap, it's the fourth Reek. Brief comment. All these are the laziest. Sure. With your multiple jabs in your comments, your pronouns in bio, and all your mental illnesses and all that stuff. The trolley problem, but one side has all these guys on it and the other has nobody. I know I gotta smell crazy in there. Of course, you know. They're all annoying and horrible. They all deserve to go to heck. Who's the goofiest bigot, guys? Probably you. Because the ones who preach the loudest have the most to hide. I don't know some of these, but the fact that one I don't know are with the ones I do is all you need to know. All of them together are losers who have become stuck to the internet and have no real opinions or critical thinking skills. Yeah, the guy named Critical Drinker has no critical thinking skills. Meanwhile, he has almost 2 million subscribers. And Mahler has EFAP. What are you talking about? With most of them actually being bigots. I like all these people, by the way. More like, who's the most stupid bigoted? It's like, it's a repeat of an NPC talking point. It's just everyone's an ista or a phobe or a bigot. It's like, come on, bro. As world's most charming, disarming, eloquent, elegant, and yet humble man. Trust the member of the media. Yeah, that's Ethan Miskyver. He always makes that joke. Shout out. Oh boy, an award show for these members. Who got the best hood? Of course, showing disgusting pictures. Holy crap, they did the thing. Even though that Star Wars girl's not white, or July's not white. What are you talking about, bro? Also, these are all people that like the American flag. That's so terrible, apparently, to like your country. Nightmare Blunt, again, same thing. Same comment. Gotta say, this new version of Hydra really lackluster. Okay. It's like the end of Naruto when you first see the Akatsuki as those hollow projections. I only know 2 of them, but from that alone, I know every person here deserves a life sentence. Yeah. Actually, there's really no one here that's committed a crime. Except for, of course, Gary, which he openly admits to. And has talked about it. And he's grown from it and become a better person. And now he has a family to support. So for you to sit here and be like, actually, no, you don't deserve your livelihood. Damn, we've gotten a bigot off. Crap, dude. Lineups pretty effing stacked here. Quite a few goats in the roster. This is someone actually doing it. Good for him. Of course, we gotta listen to this.
The Ku Klux Klan!
Of course, you know, they always have to... Again, that special clan didn't include black people or Portuguese people. Portuguese being Anna. The one who made a video about me in 4 hours after I hurt his feelings. Again, you're a baby. Shut up. First of all, neither. Second of all, Iron Kev's enemies as mean as their master. H-Vane's better than y'all. I bet you if I look up this person, they're nobody. I only recognize 3 of these people and I'm happy about that. Soldier all would go insane here. All these people are scum of the earth. They all suck. All ass. Again, with this picture, it's like, again, NPCs. All of them are equally hot garbage. Hope this helps. No, it doesn't with your weirdo flag and your weirdo bio. With all your disabilities. And, again, you're a furry, so you have really nothing to say. Don't care. You know, I've been back for just under a week and I don't want to get suspended again, so I'll hold my tongue and choose peace tonight. Well, you probably have nothing nice to say, so you should probably shut the hell up with your pronouns in bio. I found them all overrated and lazy in their content. Well, then make your own content. Oh, wait, you won't. That's right. Because none of these people who want to say this stuff is lazy can actually do it. Why are they all the sorriest looking people ever? Yeah, the people who all have, you know, like, most of the people who have facial hair and stuff. Don't know what that means. None. The two angry nerds I like are anger video game nerd and nostalgia critic. Then why are you here? None of them are entertaining. None of them are funny. None of them are narrated. The one word any of them know is woke. Because the content's woke. Their content is just making the same complaints for every movie in minorities. Yeah, because it's forced. It's forced diversity, not diversity of thought. That's probably why. Laugh my ass off 3 for real. They're not all of them. Who are you people? This roster is what you see when first entering Heck. Yeah. None. They're all overrated. They all talk like idiots. They're not very creative. They just make reaction content. Again, that takes work. None of them make actual things. They're all borderline invalids. And they all seem like they're addicted to this. And it just kind of goes on. The men here suck. It just kind of goes on and on and on. But I actually made a real post about this, right? I made a post here. I said, the people in the quotes are so salty for no reason. They claim the content is lazy and yet they won't be able to do it. They say these people are not creative and yet all of them have made their own projects. FNT, Critical Drink is a writer of multiple novels. Anna has her calendar. Chrissy has like 3 podcasts and tours as a comedian. Mahler has EFAT. Drunk 3PO has a comic book that's suitable for kids. Yellow Flash has a comic book in development. Eric July has a Rippaverse, as has Afternoon Tea and Sunday Fun Day. Melanie came from GameStop TV, I believe. And Jeremy and Ryan created Geeks and Gamers, basically. Yes, I know that Josiah Rises has been around longer, but the point is that they're the ones that were in the picture. And Ryan's a part of a short film for the Epicverse. I think that covers everyone. So it's like, you could say these people are not creative, and yet you don't know anything about these people. You just talk a bunch of crap on the internet because you're hiding behind a screen. And that's what you do. You talk a bunch of nonsense. But here we go. Back to Suris, who's back again. We'll just give you a brief history on this person, because this is something they actually said right here. Most kids find out they're trans from 4 to 6 years old. Something this person actually said. And we'll get a recap of the history. Eric July makes a video about Spider-Verse, of course talking about the Protect Trans Kids flag. VTuber attacks Eric, and Eric responds, detractors, oh my god, everyone go show support to Suris. He's getting dogpiled. He's getting destroyed in this video. And this is what he's recently had to say here. Let's take a listen.
He gives a fuck about your entertainment. Alright, remember the last time I covered Eric July? I remember the last time I covered Eric July. Everything...
Yeah, the last time you covered Eric July, you got dunked on, you got dogpiled, and you got destroyed. And every single point you ever made was garbage. But let's hear what you have to say, apparently, about something.
was on fire, and I kept being called a, you know, a nasty word we use to describe people.
Yeah, a P to the E to the D to the O. That's what they called you. Because you said this. Right here. That's what they called you. Just for the context of that.
Children.
So the actors go on strike. It will likely put the upcoming promotion for Barbie, Oppenheimer, Mission Impossible, and Mission Impossible with the union actor, Bars actor.
Oh, and by the way, this is actually what the person looks like behind the VTube.
From speaking about their current projects. The unions are so silly because they force...
Wait. How? How is that silly? How is that silly? How is it silly for a union to go, hey, we're on strike. These are the picket lines. Don't cross the picket lines. How's that silly? What? How? This is the motherfucker who thinks that we don't need to pay for fucking roads.
This is the guy who doesn't think we should pay taxes to the government for roads, but also knows that roads will be built because people have to go places.
Jesus Christ.
Everybody into this kind of gang, if you will, and then everybody has to be on one accord. And they
yes, because that's the okay. So here's how a union works. Okay, here's how a union functions. When the union members are not getting paid enough, or not getting health care benefits, or not getting what they need from their...
You don't need a union for any of that stuff. Just shut up.
Employers, the union goes, okay, then if you are going to do that, then we are going to revoke the use of anybody who is in the union here. We are going to make it to where you cannot use these actors, these writers, these screenplay makers. You're not going to be able to use these people.
And then you'll get easily replaced, because that's typically what corporations do. They replace you very easily.
Makes the company go, oh, okay, then we'll go ahead and do what you need. Now. You may say, well, that's very stupid, because then how will I not get my entertainment? Nobody gives a fuck about your entertainment. Let's talk about why this is a good thing. Because if you do not have a picket line, that is there, that is meant to not be crossed, then what the companies can do is they can wait for there to be people who go, oh, but I'll do that job for less pay.
Yeah, and then they'll get rid of the old people because they don't want to wait for them to meet their demands. That's literally something that happens all the time.
Oh, you were only paying him $15 an hour? Well, I need work right now. I'll do it for 12. I really need the money.
Yeah, and that's how you make more money. It's typically how that works. By the way, this was a response that was deleted. It's right here. It says this: who do you choose? I'm not reading that. Let's jump into the next series clip. That's the whole point of a union, Eric. It's necessary, you guy. Artists dream of using their art to put food on the table for their family, but they sell their soul in hopes of getting a job that doesn't F them sideways. Well, you can always go independent. There's literally so much opportunity going independent.
Expertise in favor of expediency and lowering their salary, their salary budget. That's what a union's for, Eric. The whole point of a union is to make it so that people get paid fairly, or in this case with AI, at all.
They somehow had tried to package that as if it was necessary, and this isn't just with act.
Yeah, it is necessary, you dipshit. Without a union, you wouldn't have things like a 40-hour work week.
I have a 40-hour work week without a union, so that's a lie.
The whole point of a union is to say, hey, we're going to have this safeguard that allows us to operate as a cohesive...
I've literally had multiple jobs without a union and had 40-hour work weeks, so that's an absolute lie.
Unit, because the employer is already going to operate like a cohesive unit. They've got a representative with a laundry list of things that they're going to come to the table with, and we've got a bunch of individual atomized people who are, in many cases, desperate to get food on their table. We're going to make sure this unit is not atomized, so that pieces of it can't bleed out into the person who is exploiting you. That's the point of a fucking union, Eric.
There's also, you can go get another job somewhere else, dummy.
Artists whose dream it is to use their art to put food on the table for their families. Artists who are desperate to make any amount of money off of their work, who routinely cut their own pay just so that they can get people to look at their commission sheets. These people who have real skills that need to be compensated for,
they're not real skills. Clearly, for the last couple of years, most people have been getting entertained by YouTube, and we haven't needed mainstream entertainment to entertain us. So that's a lie. Real skills would be things like building roads, building skyscrapers, putting in electrical lines, putting in water lines, putting in gas lines. Those are real skills that are needed in the world. Making garbage entertainment is not a real skill.
These people, instead of accepting that they have expertise that a company needs to make their production, these people will sell their souls for the lowest amount of money possible so that they can have their name on one of these productions in hopes that one day having their name on this will allow them to go into a job that doesn't fuck them sideways.
And again, I say we don't need them.
But when you have a union, they can negotiate things like your starting pay. They can negotiate things like...
I can negotiate my starting pay at the start of my employment at a place.
Your health care benefits. You don't have any power there because I guarantee you, for most artists, and you've probably felt this feeling, especially being on Twitter, you feel like you're part of a dime a dozen. You feel like any other artist out there could do the job that you're doing right now and probably better.
Yeah, you're pretty dumb. I'm sorry.
Craft will be undermined. This is what I say, and they're not going to listen to me. I'm not a Hollywood producer.
You also don't have most of your brain cells functioning, but let's hear it.
But he has plenty of his brain cells functioning because he has two multi-million-dollar back-to-back campaigns of a comic book, while you sit here up here on a good-looking VTube because you're an ugly fuck, and you sit here and complain about someone who's successful.
I say let them strike, but this is also what I will say. If you are a creative, you're actor, you're a writer, I don't know if you're going to get a better opportunity in history right now. You see what the Rippaverse did with comics. I believe that the filmmaking industries, definitely with independence, you're going to offer yourself it's an opportunity that you can't really afford to pass up on. As they
Getting exploited for 23% less pay than people got a decade ago?
No, going independent, you dummy. Going independent and making your own stuff outside of the mainstream like a lot of people have been doing recently.
Is it? Yeah, he's telling people to scab. He's just telling people to scab. He's just telling people
No, he's telling people to go independent.
to cross that picket line and scab out.
the top dogs, the mainstream, if you will, continues to do stupid.
Kitty destruction. A scab is somebody who, during a strike, crosses the picket line. Now, here's the thing.
It appears for most people no one actually gives a crap that these people are on strike because no one actually cares about the garbage entertainment that they've been putting out for years.
If you scab out, then you actually can be barred from getting future jobs in the industry. That's a thing that
That's who cares. Again, you can make your own stuff nowadays. It's actually a lot easier than it used to be.
it can happen because most of the jobs are negotiated through the union. If you scab out, the union can literally just blacklist you. Now, I know for Eric, he would say, well, that's a bad thing. No, that's a fucking good thing. The union is trying to do fundraising to make sure that they can pay everybody's wages when Hollywood can't. The whole point is to stand in solidarity. Think of it like a military, right? Think of it like a military.
Oh boy, can't wait to hear this.
Think of it like a military, right? If somebody's in the military and your unit needs to stand strong to keep the enemy from crossing, what happens when a bunch of people just defect? You fucking lose.
War is completely different from being a garbage Hollywood writer, producer, actor, entertainer. We don't need Hollywood. We do need people to fight wars, though.
And then what happens? Well, your country punishes you. A union's the exact same way. Most of the ways that we do organization in the world
That's got to be the worst comparison I've ever heard in my life.
are remarkably similar to one another. You don't want people in unions to have the opportunity to scab out and take the job of some striking worker, because then everything gets screwed. The company.
This guy is really dumb. He makes certain other YouTubers sound intelligent. Chuck Dixon becoming Eric's bootlicker is not something I had in my cards. Like, as effed in the head as he is, he's long enough in the business that he should be able to tell how much of a lying scammer Eric July is. Yeah, a scammer that successfully crowdfunded 2 campaigns. That I've gotten all the product that I've ordered. So have a bunch of other people, and somehow he's a scammer. You are dumb. I'm sorry, but you are dumb. So disappointed in the Sasuke sisters for getting hooked up with these hate mongers. I thought they were better than this. No, they just want to work on comics and not give a crap what weirdos like you on Twitter actually say about them. Here we go, another one. Let's get into it.
Comes to that, the letter said, adding that the 2023 became an unprecedented inflection point in our industry. So they have a lot of the digital changes that, you know, with streaming services, and they feel like they're not getting paid accordingly, as well as this threat of AI, which
Oh, so he actually knows the reasons why they're striking, and he's just being stupid.
hilariously enough, that threat might become more prominent in the event that well, that's more so, I guess, applying to the writers, but in general, the industry itself is going to find itself people looking at that as more of an option. Let's say these producers, as these strikes and negotiations seem to fail.
Wait, did Eric just make the dumb fucking point that if the actors and the companies cannot come to an agreement, then the companies would just use AI to replace them anyway? That
Yes. It's not like it would make much difference considering the crap we've been getting from Hollywood recently.
the AI that would be based off of models off of their writing and their voice banks that is part of the negotiations
Most likely not.
to begin with? You realize that the whole point of this is that you could bring somebody under legal fire for that, right, Eric? You understand that. That if they strike, the companies will use AI more. Does this guy like the taste of boots? Does he just love the taste of boots? I mean, he was on Michael Knowles recently. I guess he does love the taste of boots.
How's being on Michael Knowles liking the taste of boots when they're not the mainstream news? Also, he has his own independent comic company. You have absolutely nothing.
But yes, Eric, there is a threat of people in industries being replaced by AI. There is a threat of that. That is a thing that people are trying to figure out how they're going to navigate.
Yeah, I just don't care to the last, like, couple seconds or whatever. Moving on over to Organized Chaos, who wants to search for the definition of gay ops.
Have right now is a textbook example of gay ops. Not too long ago, there was an accusation of false flagging.
Gay ops? What? What is gay ops? Okay, you got me on terminology, Eric. What is that? Is that like a serious term, or... Okay, probably not the most politically correct term, but yeah, it's, just means, a conspiracy executed by people who connect through social media to harass, dox, deplatform a person or a group. Okay.
That's funny.
Probably not the best term to use, but sure. Okay, Eric.
It seems to work though, because certain people are getting real mad that he keeps saying it.
At minimum,
Well, I think it's always interesting when you call Eric an indie comic creator. There's a serious caveat there, because he's at least an employee of the Blaze. He works for the Blaze.
Oh my God, he said it. For anyone who's watched my live streams, you know to take a sip of water when he mentioned that.
So, indie-ish, maybe?
He is independent. Plain and simple. Organized Chaos NPC malfunction. Let's do it.
and I'm going to show you an example of fair use. Let's set the scene. There's more than likely some reference to me before, but a fat person by the name of...
So he wants to make the argument that it's fair use. It's fair use? No, how's that fair use, Eric?
Bruh.
No, as a YouTuber, I've
Bruh.
had to study the shit out of fair use. I'm struggling with this one, how that connects. Okay, you know what? He has 8 minutes left to go over this. Let's see if he covers it.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, brain fart. Okay. We'll now move over on to Dicky Boy over here. Mary was 12 when she had Jesus. You're quoting Lolly. Of course. Bro. I don't think she was 12, dude. You're such a weirdo. But of course you would say something like that considering you're defending Vito of all people. That's who you're defending. You're defending a guy who makes these weird jokes. We're going to get into that. We're going to show that off. To which Melanie Mac shout out, this Vito dude calls me a bad person for posting Bible verses. Seeing his tweets makes it all make sense why he's so against the Bible. These are the kinds of people hating on me all the time. That's just fine with me. I don't want their approval. You shouldn't want your approval from someone like Vito. No one cares. Of course, you know, the we thing. Lol, actually the we makes perfect sense when you circle it in red. Ironically, it would be bad writing to change the reader's frame of reference. Poor Vito. It's like, again, I'm going to say this before I continue these tweets. This guy does not promote Vito's comic whatsoever. And neither does, it seems like Vito doesn't either. Saying everything is under control is apparently an equivalence of this. You sound very butthurt and you sound like you're about to lose. That's why you have to bring this up constantly. So Eric July is sitting on 40k unsold copies of the worst comic ever written, and he might have to throw them all away because of the ISOM trademark lawsuit. Whoops. Of course, I can't see it because Vito has me blocked because he's a whole little girl, little sissy. I've never really interacted with him either. Why does Eric July have so many different registered LSEs and weird trademark transfer attempts for the Rippaverse? Are those the same rockstar lawyers helping him negotiate for ISOM? Again, why do you care? It's like a concern troll. It's like, why do you care so much? We're on day 5 of you crying about this now. Wow, I can't believe anyone thought these upstanding individuals would be lying about charity. Well, they didn't lie about charity. You accused them of charity fraud, and they proved that they weren't lying, and you still haven't apologized for it, so... Of course, we do have actual fandom who's, again, still calling Eric July a scammer and a grifter. That's what he does over and over and over again. And, of course, he's talking about, he made a live stream saying that these people all had 200% dip in views. Meanwhile, he can't even grow a channel from where he's at currently, and his views don't grow either. Moving on to Organized Chaos, right? Moving on to Organized Chaos. He was, of course, retweeting this crap, I guess. Made this whole video. I think I talked about that already. There isn't too much going on, but moving on over to this, which I don't know why it's not showing. There it is. So we had, of course, if I just find it real quick, you had essentially this guy calling Yellow Flash and that umbrella guy fat, P to the E to the D to the O's. Meanwhile, you hang around exactly that. But of course, he claims this is a fantastic apology. Obviously, it's sarcasm. We all know this. We're going to listen to this 45-second thing here.
You can apologize to Eric July?
Yeah, you know what? I think I am. A lot of things.
We all know it's a fake apology. By the way, you haven't received a single new backer on your Indiegogo in a very long time.
Gets said on the internet. It's not good. And I want to apologize for hurting Eric July's feelings.
You didn't hurt Eric July's feelings in any way, shape, or form. You're coping. That's what this is. You're very much coping.
I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, Eric. I know you're a sensitive guy, and it's not my intent, to make you feel bad.
Oh no, it was definitely your attempt to try to ruin a man's business, ruin his livelihood, talk a bunch of noise, and all that good stuff. Yeah, let's please stop lying, Vito.
So, I hope we're gonna, bygones be bygones. Sometimes feelings get hurt. It's no fun,
Well, your feelings are especially hurt, and I'm going to show why your feelings are hurt.
We all can be sensitive about certain things, and I didn't.
No, you get sensitive a lot. We know you're jealous of Eric July's success. That's why you want to essentially take him down.
Realize how sensitive you are about, your comic, but I get it, and I'm sorry.
No, he's just saying that you and Baxter don't actually make any real criticism. You just talk a bunch of crap behind blocks and on the internet, and you think you're tough guys. That's what this is.
There you go.
So,
but here, let's show why you're so salty about this, right? Your comic hasn't received a new backer in forever, and you're stuck here at $76,150. You even had to put out an update saying you had to push the book back 2 months from your original estimated date, while Eric July can sit up here, have a fulfillment start date, and people start receiving their books on time. So he's put out 2 campaigns that have both been received by people, working on more stuff like Alpha Core, Yaira, ISOM 3, and some unannounced projects, while you sit up here and have to push back your book. We're going to read this too. Give me 1 second. We're going to get into this real quick. Right here. This is something he said today. So of course, I'm blocked. I can't find this. Thank you. Shout out to Yellow Flash for posting this. He says, I'd rather be called a P to the E to the D to the O than be sitting on 50,000 copies of a crappy comic book that I can't sell. Well, he's been selling it considering he has over 100,000 books sold between ISOM 1 and ISOM 2. You can't say anything about that with your crappy Indiegogo campaign that you had to push back with your terrible artwork. Stop it. So where you say, well, I figure rather than be one of these crowdfunding campaigns that keeps backers in the dark, I'm going to try and be as transparent as I can with where the project is at. So welcome to the August update for Super Killer number 1, which, by the way, you still haven't put out number 1, and Eric July has already put out 2 comics. Ethan Van Sciver already put out 2 comics. Shane Davis has put out 2 comics. There's a lot of people who have put out multiple comic books and you've yet to put out one. Because all you do is sit up here and troll and be a little dick to everybody. I can't promise I will always have a monthly update, but I will try my best to keep you guys informed of what's going down. As mentioned before, we lost a lot of time into managing and marketing the Indiegogo campaign because you were sitting here talking a bunch of crap by Eric July while he's out there focusing on his projects while you're not focusing on yours. And you said it'd rather be much more fun talking about him than working on your own work. We already showed this in a previous video. And our original target launch date of this December seems like it would be a hard one to hit. It's possible we'll hit a stride and make that date, but I'm being a bit of a perfectionist on this book and my demanding revisions may hold us up. I'm viewing that February date I mentioned before as much more realistic. My thinking is this: you only get one first issue. Yes, we could cut some corners and get it out a bit quicker, but at the end of the day, I need to prove to the audience that this story is one getting invested in. I know I'm driving lead artist Keter Lebeau up the wall with my extra attention to detail, but I need this book to be damn near close to perfect, and I'm trusting that most of you can afford me a few extra months to make that happen. Only with a truly great book can we grow this universe and keep telling the awesome stories of Super Killer and his pals. Thankfully, everything is going swimmingly with our other elements of production. All the various toys and merch are being set up with our manufacturing partners. We're locking in the final designs for the plush dolls hopefully this week. Here's a look at the revision notes we just sent to the manufacturer. Current design on left, our hope revisions on the right. Those are just a bit too big for my liking. So, your comic's delayed while Eric July gets his stuff out. Absolutely ridiculous. So those are the reasons you're jealous. The fact that the man has his books out, the fact that this man has sold over 100,000 books total, and you can't even get one campaign out. So yeah, you're the only one that's hurt here because of the amount of money he's making and the fact that his books are out there. His books are delivered to the people that bought them. I guarantee Alpha Core will launch, be delivered, and Yara will be launched before you even deliver Super Killer 1. So continue to be an idiot, right? Continue to say some weird, questionable things like this. I'm not trying to fool anyone. He says he's going to do this to kids. After I finish doing this, is what Vito says, this 8-year-old, he gave me some great tips on doing crowd work. I'm not joking. Hide your children because I'm coming for them. Vito said this. I cannot stop myself. I think you're underestimating how many, quote, normal men could become this by this type of person under particular circumstances. These are things you have said that you claim are jokes. Which you've deleted them because you didn't stand by them. That's why you deleted them. And you're getting exposed once again for being what you truly are. A piece of human garbage who says disgusting things like this about children. And nobody should take you seriously after seeing this come back up to light. Thank you all for checking out this video. I know this is a long one. I really hope you guys have if you lasted this long, hit the like button. If you liked the video, comment below what you feel about all this. Subscribe for more content. Join the channel if you like. No one's ever obligated, but it is down there. There's a join button underneath the video. You can join for $1 a month. Check out the links in the description. Hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all that we get notifications anytime I post a new video. And I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.